At this point, it's going viral that this tax season, people are going to receive the largest tax refunds they've ever gotten, and it's all because of the tax changes going into effect. Here's everything you need to know. For starters, the tax changes going into effect are really affecting 5 groups of individuals. At the top, you have business owners and people who itemize their deductions. Think they write off specific things instead of taking a lump sum deduction. The reason why they're benefiting arguably the most is because the SALT deductions are increasing from $10,000 to $40,000. On average, this is going to save them around $10,000 in their pockets. The next group of individuals I call the everyday Americans. These are parents, people working overtime jobs, and people who receive tips. These individuals are going to benefit not only because of the increase to the child tax credit, but also because of the $1,000 baby Trump account. This is $1,000 that will go and be put into your baby's account that you can then invest in stocks, equities, things of that nature to grow so that when they're 18, they have a good amount of money. Additionally, if you're working a tipped job or an overtime job, you can write off a bunch of that income that you're making so that in the eyes of the IRS, it looks like you're making less amount. This will cause you to get a larger tax refund because this law passed this year. So the IRS was taking money out of your paycheck, expecting you to pay a larger amount than you actually owe. The final group of individuals that are greatly benefiting are seniors, specifically those 65 and older. Not only is the standard deduction going up a few $1,000s, but so is the senior deduction, which this year is going to be $6,000 if you're single and $12,000 if you are married filing jointly. On average, seniors who are single are going to be able to write off around $24,000, while if you're married, you're going to be able to write off right around $50,000 against your income. Finally, what you need to look out for this year, if you have a more complicated tax return, stay away from tax services that will tell you that they're free. They're usually not free if you don't have anything other than a simple W-2 or 1099, and that's because the more schedules that you file, the more complicated it is, and thus they charge you $300-$400. The next thing you need to look out for is the IRS being understaffed and them switching the IRS commissioner. Because there's been so much change and there's been lack of funding to the IRS and a change in leadership, many people are expecting that there's going to be delays with you receiving your tax refund this year. So to help yourself, instead of going and filing through the mail or trying to get a paper check, which by the way, you can't do this year, go and electronically file. And then additionally, opt in to get your payment, your tax refund via direct deposit. This will ensure that you get your money as quick as possible. And on average, they're saying it's going to take about 3 weeks to get your tax refund. You should expect it to be 4 weeks just because of the delays that would be happening. Now, I'm the largest growing tax community on all of social media. We've grown almost 200,000 followers in the last 2 weeks alone. So if you want to join that community, give me a follow. And if you want my specific updates on tax season, comment the word tax refund or click the link in my bio because I'm going to be adding you to my mailing list.